Hello guys, good day to all. This is Mike, Mr. Typhoon Padua, returning to our topical weather analysis for this Thursday to Sunday, April 16 to 19, 2026. This is our English version, brought to you by Typhoon 2000 and Naga College Foundation. We would also like to thank our partners, Aboitis Power, and the local government of Naga City, headed by our Honorable Mayor Leno Cavedo and our Honorable Vice Mayor Gabi Bordado. So let's begin with our update. It looks like Super Typhoon SINLAKU has just passed 48 hours ago over Saipan and Tinian, and it has produced one of the worst damage that a typhoon has generated over the island of the Northern Marianas. And we're sad to see that happened. Okay, but we hope and pray that they will rise once again after this very strong super typhoon, which has a diameter of 900 to 1,000 kilometers across, of tropical depression, force winds of 55 kph. And if you're within the eye wall, it has produced very high amounts of winds, 200 plus kph, and the lowest atmospheric pressure based on the weather station over at Saipan, the Davis weather station there, it reached 921.23 millibars, so it's quite low. We've experienced super typhoons here in Naga, one system like Super Typhoon Reming. The lowest that I've recorded was 961. So just imagine 920. Okay, 920 is, oh my God, devastating and extremely catastrophic. I'm gonna show to you some pictures from the media of Marianas. But first, here's the latest on the WhatsApp, which we issued early. Actually, this was last night, before midnight of Thursday. So this is our 48-hour graphical satellite analysis. So there you go. This is now the slow-moving SINLAKU, downgraded from a super typhoon 48 hours ago. It's just category 3. Still quite a strong system, 185 kph, gusting up to 230, and it's now moving northward towards the northernmost part of the Marianas, okay, north of Agrihan. So it will pass to the north of that small island, and then it will accelerate towards the northeast. So that will be the track of this very powerful system, the strongest for this first quarter of 2026. Meanwhile, over the Philippine Islands, we are experiencing some good weather with some light northeasterlies over the Bicol region, eastern Visayas, northern and eastern Mindanao. And we have still a quasi-stationary ridge of high pressure located to the east of Batanes, and so far everything is quiet, and we will experience continuous hot conditions with heat index reaching a high of 41. It's been fluctuating daily from 39, 40, 41, and back to 39. And then as we move forward into May, it may reach a high of 50s. So don't forget to bring your water jug and drink lots of water to be hydrated all the time. And here's the fast animation from University of Wisconsin Tropical Cyclone page, CIMSS. So there you go. The system is now moving close to Agrihan. So Agrihan is here, that small dot. So they will be bombarded by very strong winds, large surge. Okay, and so far the Marianas, it will be free from the cloud circulation of this system beginning tomorrow, Friday. So they are within that cloud cover since Sunday. So it's quite a while since they last saw the sun shining because of this massive circulation of this super typhoon. And remember, it's moving slowly during the past few days, around ranging from 5 to 7 kph as it passed over Saipan, and then it is just now it has started to move at 11 kph. So let's hope that the steering conditions, the steering pattern will increase the movement for this system towards the northeast. And here's the zoom in satellite animation from Windy. So you can see here the past 24-hour satellite loop. It's a slow moving system because considering that it's a 24-hour loop and the movement is still slow, so that's the reason why these tiny islands of the Marianas continues to experience cloud cover and some gust winds of 50 kilometers per hour because of this large system. The Philippines will continue to have good weather, so there are some showers, very small possible thunderstorms over smaller areas of Mindanao, but so far so good. We are experiencing some nice weather. Now to bring you back what happened on when the system made landfall, this was around 9 to 10 p.m. Philippine time. On the area, it's around midnight to early morning. So that's the eye. It passed directly between Tinian and Saipan. So they've experienced some lot of conditions. And so far, by the look of this system, it really is a powerful super typhoon. Although during the passage, it has been downgraded into category 4, 230 kph typhoon, but still, this is very catastrophic when it comes to the wind damage and the prolonged conditions of this typhoon because of its very slow motion. And here's a shot from the Mariana Press. This was their Facebook, and you can see here some thumbnail images of the damage brought about by this super typhoon. Is similar to other hurricanes, category 5, category 4 that passed over the United States. Okay, also in the Philippines during the passage of very strong super typhoons. So look at that. There's a car here that was turned upside down by the powerful winds. What else here? I'm gonna show to you. Yeah, look at the damage. Let me forward this. Again, this was coming from the Mariana Press Facebook page. Oh my, I could just imagine the effects of this system. It will take weeks before power will be restored over the northern Mariana Islands. Oh gosh, it's really devastating. Let's hope and pray that they will rise up again. Okay, and it's really the wrath of nature. After 8 years, here's another one that they've experienced. Okay, and so far that's the latest from the Mariana Press. Godspeed to all of you there. God bless. I hope you're all safe and sound, especially those Filipino communities working and living over the Marianas. I could still remember the past typhoons that passed here over Bicol. Same situation, same effects, same damage. Okay. Now here's the latest from our website. This was around 5 p.m. It has gone down to category 3, but still quite a strong system, 185 to 230 kph, moving north at 11. If you visit our website, typhoon2000.ph, here are the links from the different warning agencies, different tracks, different satellite sensors. Okay, here's the track of the Giant Typhoon Warning Center. It's starting to accelerate. Okay, and then it will be downgraded into a category 2. Then for the next 48 hours into category 1. And here's the all Asian agencies. So there you go. They all agree it will move towards the northeast, away from the northern part of the Marianas. Now here's the latest forecast for our country for the next 5 days. Gonna show to you right now. So by tomorrow, calm conditions of our country with some variable winds from the north and east. And the storm is moving away from the picture of our forecast. So until Tuesday next week, we'll be experiencing some good weather, and there might be some northeasterly and easterly winds that will return beginning next week. And that's the forecast for the next 5 days. If we are going to look for the next 6 to 14 days, but the probability or the uncertainty is high, nothing unusual, just the usual easterlies and southeasterly trade winds, which are common during this time of the year. And then on May 1st, we might be seeing another low pressure system here over the Marshall Islands. So we are going to monitor that as well. The American model doesn't show anything, but the European model, which is good in long-range forecast, are depicting another LPA that may form the same area where Typhoon or Super Typhoon SINLAKU formed. So let's hope that this will not push through. It looks like we are now moving into a rapid change from La Nina to El Nino. We are still in neutral conditions, but within the next 3 to 6 months, we will be changing into El Nino climate. Okay, so there will be more storms forming over Guam and to the east of Guam near the international dateline. So please take all necessary precautions and prepare for more tropical cyclones during an intense El Nino climate. I'm gonna show to you later the latest El Nino update as of April 9. I think April 10 we're gonna show you. Now for the rain forecast, everything is dry across the country. There might be some showers and thunderstorms over the Cordillera administrative region. Okay. Western and southern Mindanao, some showers. But on Monday, April 20th, there might be some showers and thunderstorms over the Benguet, Ifugao Mountain Province area. So it's gonna be happening during the afternoon, the usual localized thunderstorms. And so far, that's the forecast. Nothing unusual in other parts of the country. But moving forward with high uncertainty yet, we might be seeing some showers during the last quarter, or the last week of April, particularly April 29 to 30th over Mindanao. Some thunderstorms might develop as the easterlies returns. What else? Here's the latest on the wave forecast so far for the next 5 days. We expect some decreased wave heights of less than 2 meters over the coastal waters of eastern Philippines, while the central waters and the West Philippine Sea will remain calm to half a meter in wave heights, suitable for fishing and sea travel. That will be for the next 5 days until April 21st. Now, here's the latest global topics hazard outlook from the Climate Prediction Center of NOAA, valid for the next 2 to 3 weeks, where in the second week will be 50% probability, while the third week is less than 20% probability, so highly uncertain for the third week. And second week, April 22nd to April 28th, the Philippines will remain below average rainfall, so dry conditions will persist. While on the third week, April 29th to May 5th, the Philippines will remain or will be going back to normal conditions. So there might be some localized thunderstorms over Mindanao, Visayas, parts of Luzon during the last quarter or last week of April and into the first week of May. Okay, and here's the more than 20% of a tropical cyclone formation over the Marshall Islands. So this is the LPA that the ECMWF is forecasting on the edge of their 14-day forecast, which is still highly uncertain and less than 10% probability. Now for the latest on the El Nino, released last April 9, we are now, they issued the final La Nina advisory, and we are now into El Nino watch. So right now from this month until June, we are at 80% at neutral conditions, or La Nada. That's the Spanish term for neutral or normal climate. But beginning May to July 2026, El Nino is likely to emerge, 61% chance, and will persist to at least the end of 2026. Now here's the latest table on the forecast. This is the probabilities issued April 2026, and look at that. We are currently, this is MAM, stands for March, April, May. So we're going to get the middle of that month. So for this month, that's April, we are now 98% neutral. And on May, it will be going down to 80% neutral. And look at June, shifting right away to 60% El Nino. And it looks like it's going to increase to 90+% when we reach October, November, December timeframe, and most likely that's the way it goes. But remember, this forecast of more than 6 months is highly uncertain, so let's hope it will weaken or it will go downward. But I hope we will be prepared when it comes to the effects of El Nino, which is less rainfall. There might be some droughts across our country, but what we are worried is the possible formation of more super typhoons. But the good thing, it's much farther to the east between Guam to Hawaii. Okay, so if ever one form to the east of Guam, one forms there, so it will might record earlier and it might not reach our country. So that will be the scenario during a time of a strong El Nino. So this is a new one. You can see here during October to January 2027, the odds of very strong El Nino is increasing, but most likely it will be somewhere between moderate, strong, or very strong El Nino. So we will wait and see and observe the climate from now till October. Let's hope and pray that it will it will be a weak one or neutral. Only God knows. So we will observe the forecast in the coming months. So there you go. That's the latest for this Thursday, and this is valid until Sunday. Our next update will be next week. Okay, but so far we are so good here. Let's hope all our friends in Saipan, Guam, and the rest of the Commonwealth of Northern Mariana Islands will be rising up once again. Okay, so that's all for this evening. This is Mike, Mr. Typhoon Padua. See you again next week. Thank you so much for watching. God bless to all.